Morning. Well, I'm not going to waste too much time. If you came here for me to rate every single Shadowkin, you're in luck. I have pushed the record button 4 times. Things kept coming up. This is the one. I feel it. Anyway, let's jump straight into things, huh? Is the music loud? I don't care. I think it's fun for me. I like it. So, I'm keeping it. Anyway. Let's do this. Let's do that. Alright. Fun. That's what we're having here today. Fun. Shadowkin. Now, this faction, I had just did the Sylvan Watchers. And I realize, I've said this before, but I like a lot of things. I would argue that I like most things. It is very hard to find things uninteresting. With that, I will say Shadowkin en masse are dope. I love them. I think they're awesome. Some aren't great, but most are. I think this will be a very difficult faction for me to rate because it's going to be hard to go under a 6. Now, I'll explain this as well. I don't think I explained it well enough last time. So, anything 5 and under is average or less. So, a 5, just barely makes the mark. Like, if we're talking about, if you need a 70 to pass, you hit 70, and, that's it. So, with that, I will say anything above a 5 is making the mark with a bonus. Anything under that, again, like Nice's Form 2, is absolute garbage. Anyway, this is not about Shadowkin, or this is not about Sylvan Watchers. This is about Shadowkin. We're going to start from the bottom, because that's what we do. Now, I was taking a quick gander before I recorded, looking at all of the models that I don't really see on a day-to-day basis. Again, this is going to be freaking tough. But I'm excited. I'm really excited for most of the Corrupted. I think everything in here is freaking fun. I'm not excited for dwarves. I'm kind of excited for orcs. See, and I like orcs in most iterations of fantasy. In this game, they don't look great. Anyway, skinwalkers are cool. Lizard men are mostly cool. Ogren, I want to like them. I really want to like them, but they don't nail it very well. Barbarians are cool. Sacred Order are cool. High Elves are not cool. Whatever. Banner Lords are trying to be cool, but they're not. Anyway, Shadowkin, starting at the bottom. Only took me 4.5 minutes. Cool. I think this falls in line, and I will say this as well. Again, no commons, which is perfect for me. Sylvan Watchers had the same situation where the first champion is just solid, right? Shadowkin, first champion, obvious, right? You know exactly where this dude goes. You know that he's not extremely powerful. I would argue that he has more of a rare skin than an uncommon, which speaks volumes on how much attention to detail they have. So, 6. I don't remember looking at this guy. He does not look great. Like, this dude kind of tells a story, right? Assumptions can be made with this guy. He kind of tells a story. If you know a little bit about this culture, this dude is a really bad cosplay. And I hate the 2D textures on the weapons. Some champions have it, and it's just bad. It looks so bad. Like, in my opinion, the most egregious example of this... I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent. I can't freaking stand this, dude. This weapon... What's his weapon's name again? Thunderstar. Right? And the freaking textures on it. It's a 2D... Like, it's like a... Dude. It's not even... Oh, that's just so ugly to me. Like, this thing looks so cool from the side. And then as soon as you see that it's just like little freaking... like pieces of paper. Anyway. Hate it. I love Ashnar. But I hate the fact that they have that texture situation. And I'm noticing it with this guy. Again, he's an uncommon. It's allowed here. I still hate it. I think that the skin itself, I don't... I think they tried something and it fit the bill. It's a 5. Complete opposite with this dude. This dude is freaking awesome. I mean, again, certain things you could nitpick about, right? The way that Raid deals with them holding their weapons, I don't understand why that doesn't work. It just doesn't. It's infuriating, but so be it. The hair on this dude is not super great. The clippage is pretty egregious, right? But like, look at the freaking just extra things that he has. Again, I mentioned this with another champion, but imagine what he sounds like running. This dude sounds insane as he's running towards you. Imagine all of these clanking around, whatever noises he makes to intimidate you. The freaking, I mean, you look at the textures on his skin, and it's like, this dude's a fucking psychopath. Fanatic. Perfect. This dude gets a 9. This is awesome. You can see where it like connects on the back of his head. The dude, 9. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. Let's find the positives. Okay. Let's find the positives. First off, those are cool, right? Little bodies. You could make assumptions on that, right? This thing, like, I don't know enough folklore to know if this means anything. Cat just scared the crap out of me. It's really, really late, so the cat's awake and on the hunt. Anyway, I like the back piece. I think the back piece is pretty cool, right? Good textures. Everything makes sense. It's affixed correctly, ish. Yeah, no, it's affixed correctly, right? The physics make sense for this. elephant in the room is this freaking mat. What is wrong here? Like, how was this like, yep, ship it. They put this in the, and they put this in the drawing board, and they're like, this is what we got. And it's like, yep, that's exactly what we need, ship it. God. I'm saying, I'm being generous. I'm being so generous right now. Why do you have a lock symbol if you don't? Anyway. So generous. Are you ready for this? 6. You make the mark and you add flavor. Right? Yes, this is bad. Like, shoulders up. This is bad. The texture on the rope, the necklace, let alone the face and hair. Everything else freaking smacks. Pardon me. 6. This dude's a rare. You could have told me he is an epic. I don't believe you. I love the eyes. Right? Love the teeth. I love the freaking hair coming straight out of Tekken. Like, this is awesome. This freaking demon mode. Akuma. Dude. Everything. All this. Hold on. All this is awesome. That honestly looks super comfy. This is fun. Oh my lord. The chest hair. I mean, honestly though, that wrist doesn't move, does it? Does it move? It does. I was gonna say, is that whole arm like frozen? That's awesome. Anyway. Yeah. This dude smacks. 7.5. Alright. I appreciate this guy. I like the wheat there. Or whatever it may be. Again, I'm not knowledgeable enough. Maybe a reed. I don't know. I love the attention to detail. You know, the fact that both the scabbards match, you know, the lengths of the swords. I appreciate that this is probably like somewhat accurate to something. Right? I love these. Like, I see them in anime a lot. I don't actually know what they mean. Not only what they say, but like the actual meaning of having a word or a sentence on a page, or on a note. Anyway, 7. I think this dude, honestly, okay. First off, I'll say this. I think this dude looks awesome. The amount of like movement he has, I'm not a fan of. Right? The plate warping like this is a little jarring, in my opinion. I think it's a little too loosey-goosey. I don't like the amount of breathing that he's just kind of like, I don't know. I think, oh, nope, not this. I appreciate his stillness, his serenity. You know, he's just very like calm and ready. And this dude is like just kind of, I know I'm being extra picky. The aesthetic of him is really cool. I love the colors, I love the textures, I love the diversity. right? I don't appreciate this. Looks odd to me. Like, you're telling me you see out of these? Like, that's unfortunate. You know what I mean? I love this part of, oh, dude, I think this freaking looks awesome. I don't necessarily appreciate the fact that, like, again, could this be accurate? Maybe. But, like, all this steel armor and then a wood shield. It's like, alright. Okay. Again, could it be accurate? Maybe. I don't appreciate it. I think he is a 6. This dude, again, just battle stance, you know? I love the knot in the back. I love the hair. I love this giant freaking weapon. Do we know what it's called? I remember I was a toxic a-hole back in the day when I played For Honor. If anybody remembers that. But he reminds me of a Shigoki. You know? Just power stancing all day. Dude. I love this aesthetic. I love the color scheme. Super biased to the color scheme. This I'm just now noticing. This is a bit gross. Right? The freaking... This arm reminds me... The wife and I are recently rewatching a lot of the Harry Potters. And when Harry has to regrow his bones, this is what this reminds me of. This looks awful. This is gross. What'd you expect? Pumpkin juice? Overall, 7. Again, I mean, this slaps. Right? We got heals again. Okay, Plarium. Deadpan stare. You can expect that from a rare. I do appreciate the shininess of like the silk that this is. Like you could tell like she's an elite in what she does. You know, like it's her type of assassinating. You know, like I could see it gives me like casino vibes almost. Like this type of, I don't know. Maybe that's uncalled for, but that's what it reminds me of. Anyway, not thinking too much of it. I think the weapons are cool. Again, this chick, the weapons are 3D, right? Weapons are appropriate. Anyway. 6.5. I think this dude, off the bat, he's similar. 6.5. I think he gets the point across. His stance, breathing, makes a little bit more sense, in my opinion. Right? He looks like he's a bit more of an aggressor. You know? So his breathing and his stance kind of invoke a bit of, you know, Mortal Kombat. You know, like that just power, like just standing, you know, that idle standing. Anyway. Yeah. I don't think I need to think too hard into this. I love the little pieces of his armor. The clipping is a bit fine, I guess. It's not too bad, but it's bad enough. I do appreciate that the blades aren't too long. They're not too cartoonish. You know, this dude straight out of the what's the cult that Batman was in Batman Begins? You know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you're weird. But that's like the vibe that I'm getting, you know, like everything's not too obtuse, you know. It's fine. The eyes are sick. 6.5. All right. She falls for the trap that I can't look past. Right? So we have too many tropes happening for, again, just like the way that they do their female characters kind of makes me laugh. I should pick out in masculine characters as well. But the gap here, bro, look at this arc. Right? Like, this doesn't happen in nature. You know what I mean? Like, this is insane. We got heels again. We have cat ears, bro. Come on now. I do love the weapon, right? The weapon is sick. Oh. Gold and black just freaking hits. It's so cool. Bro, like, holy crap. Oh my god. Are these supposed to be bent like this? Or is that just warping from the butt? You know what? I'm not going to ask too many more questions. This one, for me, I understand that she fits Shadowkin. I'm giving her a 5 because she's just barely making the mark. I understand where she's, where she belongs, but she's not doing anything additionally, right? She's just filler, which is allowed, right? No heels. Kind of heels, I guess. Not really. No. Mask is awesome, right? This whole vibe, I love this weapon. I think this is so sick, right? I love the piercings. This chick goes hard. Kind of falls for the vibe a bit, or falls for the trap a little bit, but not too bad, right? Like, that's fine. This is fine. 6. This dude has no reason being this freaking cool. This dude is so freaking cool. Everybody knows it. Bro, look at this. There will be a day where I pin everyone that has wings up against each other. Ash, that's specifically for you. This dude is on the list. And he probably makes top 10. This is so cool. I don't know how many wings there are in the game, but we can assume there's more than 10. He makes top 10. Oh my lord. And the freaking... Bro, tell me why this dude has better feather textures than nice. The swords are so sick, dude. God. Do I have this guy? I don't. Motherfucker, dude. Oh. I'm giving it 10. If you disagree with me, you're just wrong. All right. This one, I think, is an 8. She is very... Oh my god. It's so late. Wake up. She's very cool. She honestly doesn't fit this game as much as she fits something like an Overwatch. You know, like, I could see her, and not Overwatch specifically, but something like that kind of game. Again, kind of falls for the trap a bit, right? Like, this is a bit egregious. That arc is just ridiculous. But, like, again... And I'm a bit of a sucker for enchantments on weapons. And there's so many 3D textures, right? Like, a lot of things aren't painted on. Like, this is painted on. And then she's got, her tattoos. But, like, the rest of it isn't as painted on. I think... Is that painted on? Yeah. So that's painted on. But, like, a lot of the back pieces, are 3D. A lot of the arm is 3D. Right? Not as much painting. Where was a lot of painting as an example? Yeah. So like this is an example. Well, I guess that's a little bit of 3D. But yeah, like this whole sash is 2D, right? Like that's all painted on. That's not actually, you know, on top of the robe. Where this, you know, like this breastplate is above this and below the vest, right? 8. The freaking hat, though. Dude. Are those the same mask as your boy? What is it called? Blood mask? Yeah. Alright. Simple enough. Next. Okay. This dude, again, no reason being this freaking hard, dude. This guy's awesome. Is this guy the guy... Is he similar to the dude that's in G.I. Joe? I think he has... The dude in G.I. Joe is a bit more simple than this, but it's the same, like the same vibe, right? The dude in G.I. Joe is... He doesn't have this much armor. Anyway. The serrations. Dude. And again, the stance. Just sure of himself. Right? Defensive. I mean, that shouldn't make him... But it does. It makes a difference. He's just... This dude's a tank. He looks just like a unit. You know? 8. Alright. Again, the freaking... That gap. What are we talking about? Do I not know what women look like? Am I the one that's weird here? I love the masks. Honestly, the masks are hardcore carrying. I don't like this dude at all. This chick is not... Like, and the heels are so bad. Like, they're so weird. I don't know. I think this chick's weird. The masks, hard carry. The swords, hard carry. 6. Okay. This dude... I wish the... Okay. The only complaint I have in this guy thus far is the flag doesn't have physics. Right? If the flag... Like, in the wind. You know, obviously it's very windy here. So if the flag moved in the wind... Oh, God. This weapon... Are you kidding me? In the blood masks? My guy. This dude. Is this like the first dude that you face in Sekiro? Not the first dude you face in Sekiro. The first dude you see in the cinematic of Sekiro? Oh my god. Oh, this dude's a 10. He's a 10. He's so sick. Oh, look at that. If you were to tell me that this is legendary, you could have told me this is a void legendary. I would have believed you. Oh my god. See? 3D. Bro. Oh my lord. Get out of town. Awesome. 10. Dudes. We're getting in it now, boys. Oh god. How do you not give this a 10? Right? Like, this dude has no freaking shot. This guy doesn't have lore. Are you kidding me? This dude is insane. What do I even talk about? Like, are you looking at the screen? Ten. Sue me. I don't care. This dude's awesome. And then we have her. Okay. I think she fits a niche. She is the adult version of... I'm terrible with names. The one chick in Avatar: The Last Airbender, the emo chick. Her. That is on... Yeah. Oh, man, that's gonna kill me. If my wife ever sees this, she's gonna hate me. Anyway, this is the adult version of her. 5. That's not really fair because we just got from freaking a couple bangers in a row, and then we have her. I stand by what I said though. 5. This is weird, right? Am I disrespecting a culture by saying that this is weird? I do appreciate the fact that the face is not that bad. Honestly, at a distance, it's kind of bad. But close up, it's not that bad. Again, look how freaking awesome she looks. Standing a bit better, right? The leg ratio to torso is off, but, you know, whatever. Her knives are cool. Her shoulders are awesome. The overall color scheme is fresh. It's new. It's exciting. She has no knees, which I find kind of odd. But whatever. The shoulders are actually really cool. I like those a lot. They look like it'd be very uncomfortable. Hair's sick. Yeah, again, I like the color scheme. It's just very refreshing. 6.5. This chick is a mix of something you'd see in Mortal Kombat and Cyberpunk. Right? I love the eyes. Eyes are sick. Love the mask. The mask / shoulders. You know how they go together. That's so cool. The clover is a bit odd. Yeah. I don't really know if I'm out of touch here, but that just seems odd. The weapon's cool. Right? It's just cool. Six and a half. 7. We'll say 7. Okay. All right. I understand what they're going for here. Right? And it does look like this could be cosplay. Like, it looks like this could be an actual person. The proportions on everything look, I mean, again, fine, I guess. But I'm saying, like, the way that the mask is shaped around her, you know, the hair's a bit obviously bombastic, but that's fine. I don't vibe with this as much. Honestly, though, this is kind of cool. This is cool. I like the weapons. They're fine. I don't gel with this as much. I do like the color scheme. The purple, pink, and white and black is just cool. 6. Alright. This isn't fair. I think he is awesome. I think this dude, again, I'm just biased to the the big dudes. I'm not taking that back. I think I'm biased. I think they're awesome. Look at this. Like, this dude is insane. You could argue some of the clipping is pretty bad, right? Like, that's pretty messy, right? Like, he shouldn't be moving as much if you're gonna clip that bad. But he just looks so menacing. You know? Like, he looks so... I love this shoulder piece, dude. The amount of detail on this freaking shoulder piece. It's a bit wonky, right? Physics-wise. It's not attached to anything specific, right? You could say that this sash is using something. So the physics don't make too much sense, and you could kind of tell that it's a bit odd. Because he's moving around a little bit too much. The gourd's fine. It's a 9, my list. This dude's straight out of G.I. Joe. I swear. What? That breathing is intense. I appreciate it, though. His diaphragm is awesome. That's pretty bad. Is he missing a finger? No. No, it's just poorly animated. What is extra right there? Do you see that? Extra right there? I think he is a 6.5. He does a good job of conveying where he belongs, and he's very just cool, you know? Glowy bits are cool. This... Alright, there's a couple things I'm going to point out. But the first thing is that this knot tying here is a bit sus. And that's all I'm going to say on that. This is dope. This little touch right here, that's cool. The mask is awesome. That is super cool. Obviously, this mask is cool as well, but I think this Mortal Kombat mask is cooler. The weapon's fine, right? The weapons are fine. We're not going to talk about the other assets on this character, but we'll leave it as it's sus out of 10. Again, what the? Anyway, it's like, dude, why are you complaining? I'm not, I guess. To be honest, I think that this is just the upgraded version of her. Like, she's cool, but where to leave off? This chick is awesome. This chainmail, dude. Love the tattoos. That traditional Japanese. The highlights in her hair. The deadpan stare isn't great. That's pretty bad. You're not arguing for that. But the highlights are cool. Seven and a half. Alright, hold on. Is that a mask? Or is that actually her face? I can't tell. I have no idea. It doesn't look great. The arms are cool. The weapons are freaking awesome. Legs are cool. The helmet's okay. Like that crown / ponytail. 6.5. Dude, this guy is so freaking cool. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? His stare isn't too great, but his mask makes up for it. Dude, this guy, like, you could have told me, like, oh yeah, this is one of the new characters from Mortal Kombat. I'm like, oh, no way. I believe you. God. The 2D textures on this that's not great. Right? That's not great. But everything else makes up for it. Look at this, dude. 3D here. Man. Not bad. The knees are cool. Right? The knees are cool. Nine. The only reason I'm not giving him a 10 is because I know how much potential Shadow can have. And he's almost perfect. Honestly, I don't really like the green on him. Not so much of a fan of that. It's a bit out of place, in my opinion. 9. Dude. Again, breaking up the... Yeah, again, see? Holding the frickin'... I appreciate this. Little touches here and there of them not just losing the physics on things and actually holding on to the arrow, having an aggressive stance. I appreciate that. Again, we don't have the string, but that's okay. I'll allow it. This back piece is so cool. A lot of 3D textures here. The arrows in her, pardon me, in her helmet are awesome. This hair piece is so freaking cool. The eyes. Again, the jaw being detached here. She gets an 8.5. She's so sick looking. Look at this bow. Just look at this bow. Right. 8.5. Oh boy. No lore on him, which is, I think, wild. Honestly, I'm not a fan of this back piece. It's just so texturally different that it's a bit jarring for me. The butt is a lot. Yeah, this guy is so strange. I'm ultimately a huge fan. I don't like the whatever this is. The hook on the as a pommel is a freaking move. I don't know if that's an actual thing or not in some weaponry. But that's a move. I'm thinking 7 because I do appreciate the just uniqueness of being some type of like Oni, you know. But I appreciate, again, not moving around too much, being calm, collected. I can't see, yeah. So, mimicking imagery here. So the hook here, hook on the top of the head, right? You could argue some of the imagery around the face being mimicked on the blade. Whatever. 7. Talk about a Shadowkin. This frickin' dude. He looks so cool. I mean, find a flaw, right? maybe clipping here, tiny bit of clipping there, right? So there's flaw number 1. Tiny bit of clipping there, flaw number 2. That's it. I hope you've enjoyed my TED Talk. This dude's so okay, well then also this. But that's every character, right? Their hands are awful and they never animate correctly. Dude. He gets a 10. He gets a freaking 10. He's so sick. And probably literally. Oh, and the fact that he has tattoos as well, it's so hard. Anyway, 10. All right, we've officially hit legendaries, and we're only 46 minutes in. Ta-da! Oh, sweet lord! And this is our first collab too. That's cool. All right, lock in. Here we go, boys. Shredder. I think he is perfect for what he is. I think for the faction and for what Viacom made them do, I think this is perfect. The way that his plates on his waist animate, they don't stretch and warp. They actually go into each other correctly, right? The way that his cape flows is just awesome. Like, that is so sick. You're not convincing me otherwise. It's so good looking. The straps on the back of his arms are not 2D. They're actually 3D on top of his arms. You can see when they go into his arms when he's running around. Hold on. This is gonna do it again. Yeah, you see it clip in there? 3D. Love it. Love the textures on the metal. On this steel. And it's thick. It's so thick. You know, this dude sounds like a chalkboard running. You know, like this dude, you know, is just that scratching, screeching metal. Oh my god. He looks like he would just... He puts his arms out and spins, and he's a blender. You know? Like, everything is a weapon on him. I love the faceplate. I love the eyes. Like, this gives me faith on a Mortal Kombat collab. You know? Like, this looks so good. Oh. 10. The hands, not bad at all. Right? Compared to the rest of this freaking list, hands are not bad at all. 10. Leo. To me, Leo is the most... Sorry, I'm going to rephrase this. Leo is the least visually interesting turtle. I think he looks the least interesting. And I think it's because he looks the most like himself. Everything about him looks original-ish. You know? Clipping, not too bad. You know, you're not beating the freaking cape. You know? That's just not happening. You could have at least, you know, had it off-center. You know, off to the side a little bit more so it didn't clip as much. I would have appreciated that a little bit more. That is, again... Because you're seeing the back to your characters most of the time anyway, this matters, in my opinion. Anyway, the stances are great. I love the animations. I love the fact that he's not clipping through the ground too much. He looks like he's standing on the ground. You know, like they're getting a little bit better at their engine. You know, whatever they're trying to make sure that he's not clipping through. The turtle shell itself looks great. Again, a little bit clipping here, right? You're seeing the back of your character most of the time, and this is pretty poor clipping. Do people care? No, but that's why you're here. I'm gonna make you care. I think he fits well enough. 9.5. He would have got the 10 if he didn't clip as much, but 9.5. Everything looks great, right? Everything looks great. This might be a bit controversial. He's a 10. I think he looks freaking amazing. He's simple yet complicated. You know, like his design ideas are simple, but they're executed interestingly. You know, like you can't necessarily tell for sure that the mask, like if he has to actually open his mouth around the blade or not. You can't definitively say that he isn't. I haven't read his lore. I'm sure it's amazing. Yeah, just little touches here and there. You know, I love his weapon. Right? Hand is super poor. But whatever. Like that's bad, right? That's a weird stance. Yeah, dude. 10. And like the freaking back of the helmet, dude. Oh. And the dude. Yep, stand by what I said. Okay. First thing I'm asking is this a mask or is this actually her face? Because she looks worse. She's a void legendary and she looks worse than a freaking standard epic. This face looks so much better. In my opinion. Which is correct. So taking her face out of it, the rest of her aesthetic is awesome. Weapon is super cool. You know, the amount of 3D on all of this is super cool. I love, again, the stretching. You know, they stopped doing a lot of this on their later champions, which I just appreciate. She gets an 8. She gets the job done. You couldn't convince me fully upon first appearance that she's a void legendary. I don't think she brings that to the table. I mean, you could argue that with him, right? But I personally think he has enough unique texture to him that you would argue that he is important. Where for her, you couldn't convince me that she's not an epic. Anyway. On the other hand, this dude is freaking awesome. Animations around him. The freaking... all the 3D on him. Dude, I don't know his lore. But what? Oh my god. This is so... he's a 10. This is so sick. I love the color scheme. That black and yellow with gold. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. If I were to truly have a nitpick, which is semantics at this point, he's already gotten a 10. But with all of this wind and animation around him, it would have been cool if it was emanating from the weapon. I don't know his lore, so I don't know if there's any importance to this weapon in specific. They tend to do that a lot in the game lore. The weapons themselves have names, and they're important somehow. You know, they're absorbed a demon. Like Tashiro's weapon is called something with a V. The hell is it called? Yeah, Vorn Spore is the name of his blade because it absorbed a demon. All right, whatever. Anyway, 10. Again, she looks like an epic. I could be swayed. She's super cool. Her legs, wild, right? Like that's a move. You know, this Nine Tails type vibe, right? I get it. Arms, wild. Face is fine. Hair's awesome. Tails are obviously cool. Seven and a half. Again, this warping, not a fan. But the general vibe, the aesthetic, the shield alone. How does he not get... Okay, I'll say 9.5 right now. 9.5 right now. Hold on. Not seeing a bone. Okay. Okay. Tattoos are awesome. Looking at the 2D-ness of the blades. And they're not. They're 3D. Dude. And this reminding me of like... Is that like the... What's the symbol on the back of Akuma? When he does his demon move. Crap. Yeah, 9.5. Almost freaking perfect. Almost. Rio. Now, I have Rio. Right? I think she is... Sorry. I think she's awesome. But... Like, I think her lore is that she, like, rebels against Mikage. Or Mikage rebels against her. Yeah. Something like that. She just goes on like a slaughter spree. Like she's all about destruction. Like the legs. Dude. Being like betrayed and fused with demons or whatever. Bro. I think she gets a 10. Call me biased. I think this is so sick. The design with her horns, with her weapon. Dude. 10. Newer character. Not too much that's like super unique, right? That's a bit poor. Even for Plarium, right? Not super big in the color scheme. That green with the red. Not super big on it. Honestly, I'm not really too much of a fan of the flaming balls either. I think they're kind of dumb. He kind of gives like, again, like first arc of anime as like a villain. Like he's not super important, but he's important to have a name, you know? I would say he's a 7. This dude gives me such mixed feelings. Because if you were to tell me, like, oh, this is our Void epic, like, oh yeah, I see it. For sure. The way that his, like, whole head is just low effort. The textures aren't, like, fully loaded in. You know? But, like freaking shoulders down. This dude does look awesome. The 3D in the back, I can appreciate that. Nunchucks, super cool. I know they have like a better name than nunchucks, but sorry, I don't know it. Yeah. I mean, he does look like an absolute weapon, right? But in my opinion, he just doesn't ascend past epic. So I'm putting him, like, you can't have this dude next to this dude, right? This is a legendary. This is a legendary skin. They should be swapped 100%. But whatever. This dude is freaking Wolf. Sekiro. This is it. Can't convince me otherwise. This is main character vibes. Right? The freaking scarring, dude. Man. Weapon looks amazing. 9. 9.5. I don't really have a reason not to give him a 10, to be honest. 10. Dude. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? Look at this. Gentlemen. Gentlemen. Do we have our first 11? This dude. The mouth inside the mouth. Right? Everything about, like, every detail of this is just okay, one complaint, right? One. You could say that the 2D texture of the bandana on the hair is one complaint, and the clipping into the shoulder pads is another complaint. That's it. Right? Maybe this clipping. But you're not noticing that. Dude, I need to read this guy's lore. This guy looks so freaking cool. Oh my god. 11. Peak design. This chick is sick as shit. This chick's awesome. I think she is, again, defense, not moving, sturdy. You know, that's what you want in a woman, sturdy. But no, seriously, she's awesome. She's so freaking cool. I'm giving her a 10. It's my list. Screw you. Find a flaw. Why not? She fits the vibe so well. Her shield is this unique bulwark of ceremony and... Oh my god. Okay. One flaw. Defense and heals? Alright. One flaw. A 9.9. Dude. That's so good. Anyway. I've pulled, what, 2 or 3 of him? Hold on. Yo, woe is me. I pulled a couple. 2. I pulled 2 of them. He is objectively the face of Shadowkin. Right. I mean, look at his boots. Bro. Only thing wrong with him. I'm trying to find a flaw. Only thing I can see wrong with him are the eyes. I think the eyes look goofy as hell. Got freaking Samurai Kratos out here. Look at this freaking dude. He's even got Spartan Rage happening. Oh. 10. This is an epic. Right. We accidentally fell back into epics. Tattoos are cool. Weapons are awesome. Right? And I'm sure they have names. Because why wouldn't they? Hair is fine. Nothing insane. The blindfold is a trope that I do fall into. I think it is cool. But I can't shake the fact that she looks like a freaking epic. I can appreciate the duality here, you know? But, no. She's a 7. And then, again, how do we go from Genzen to Tatsu to Noble? Bro. Are you kidding me? This guy? Look at the weapon. I can't because of the frickin' stupid camera. Look at that. God, I hate this freaking camera. Look at the freaking... Okay, one flaw. What is wrong with this? That doesn't look comfortable at all. That ankle is on fire right now. The scales on his skin. Dude. Because, I mean, matching that freaking snake aesthetic. Shoulder pads aren't clipping. Okay, tiniest bit clipping. Tiniest bit. There it goes. Dude. Alright, this is kind of poor. That is a low effort arm. That's a low effort arm. The fact that he has a nipple, let alone nipple piercing. I'm still giving him a 10. This dude is so freaking cool. He's so sick. Oh man. One of these days I'm gonna like look at all the 10s that I made and then have a tier list of those guys. Oh. Anyway. I think I pulled 2 Yoshi as well. I think he's fine. I think he's, what, the oldest one? Wasn't he like one of the first, or if not the first, Shadowkin? I appreciate the tattoo. I appreciate the... If I call him Tim the Tap Man, I might get roasted, but... Like, old Tim the Tap Man, right? You find pictures of... Or old. I should say young Tim the Tap Man. The pineapple head. I don't want to get roasted, but so be it. The Pot of Greed mask. Obviously it's not, but that's what I'm referencing. It looks kind of menacing. The gourds are cool. The bags are upside down. Do we care? The gourd is also upside down. He gets the point across. He's unique enough. He's a 6.5. Harima. This one might be controversial. Her face is so dumb. It was so long for me to realize that it wasn't a mask. Like that stare. Like that's bad. I love this mask. Put that mask on instead. Oh my god. Or is it just a head? Oh, I think it's just a head. Oh, it's just a demon head. I'm so sorry. That would be morbid. Don't do that. You have a flask? Yo, what? She just has a freaking flask on her? Alright. She gets down. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the colors. I appreciate the design. She executes what they probably wanted. I'm just personally not as much of a fan. It's a 6. This freaking guy. This freaking guy is my fastest 10. I might give him 11 too. I'm biased as hell. I'm not biased. You can't say he's not 11, right? I'm not biased. I'm the least biased person ever. And the most right. He's 11. And the attention to detail here, obviously, again, you have to make compromises. You could say that you could have like pinned these parts of the banner so that way they wouldn't move specifically and the rest of the banner would. Their engine might not be able to do that, but that's what I would have preferred, is that one little attention to detail. If you're going to have these rips in the banner, then just go all out. Do what you did over here. Do this. Do that. Right? Do that on the banner. This is so cool. Everything about this guy is just... And again, fixing the deadpan stare. I don't know what painting around the eyes does to do that, but it does. It fixes it. It doesn't look... He doesn't look nearly as dead. Right? The mask. Sick. God. Yep. 11. Okay. This one is tough. Because I play Monster Hunter. Face isn't bad. Right? Hair isn't bad. All the textures. God, I freaking wish I had her. The only thing I would say, the only critique of this, she's 9.5. Oh, right now, 9.5. The only critique I have, 2 critiques. 2, and that's it. These textures on the lower half of her legs, very poor. Look how much she's, like, the sway. Odd. So, lower half of the legs, textures are poor. Second is the flies. I forget what these bugs are called all of a sudden. Having a brain fart. It's so late. Don't be mad. Fix it in the comments. But they emanate from this little, it's like a little cage that has them. And they emanate from that. So just have like particle effects that you would have similar to, again, referencing a champion I actively disdain. This. Have this effect, but green and a little faster. Right? And then put that right here. Right? Not too far. Doesn't need to be extreme. Right? Other than that, if she had better lower halves of the legs and then that particle effect, she's an 11. But right now, she's a 9.5. Yeah. Everything here, dude. You could argue, like, maybe because this is like a little crossbow, like a little, like, handheld, or like a little, and it shoots out like a grappling hook and whatever. You could argue that she could have something cocked and ready to shoot. That's even further semantics than my complaints. She's cool. 9.5. Michinaki. Oh my god. I can't keep giving out 11s. I would if it wasn't for this shoulder piece. I can never unsee this. Right? Just fix it. Just rotate it. Rotate it up. That's so bad. Same thing with the other one. That's so bad. This is so bad. Just rotate it. For the love of God. He's a 9. He's a 9. He's an easy 9. These chains, dude. God damn. 9.5. Oh my god. I'm not biased. He's awesome. You can't tell me otherwise. Oh. 9.5. I am not getting too far into this one. I'm so sick and tired and looking at this dude. I think the idea of him is very cool. If you were to instead, I know he's money, right? You can't cover up money, right? You can't cover up the face. But instead, if you were to do that freaking form that what's his face does in Naruto, what's it called? But one of the I'm pulling it up on another screen. Give me a second. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm a lot of dead air happening. I get it. Blah 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 blah. Actually, you know what? I have something even better to show off. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up a YouTube video. Shout out to Maximilian Dude. Maximilian Dude, I have watched for so many years. And he is live right now because he's a freaking maniac. Oh, sweet Jesus. Sorry. Right here. I'll pull this up. Theater mode. Pull this up. Alright. I'm not going to play sound because I don't need to. And I don't want Max getting mad at me. But I'm only using this to prove a point. This. Bro, put this up on his face. On Ninja's face. Right? You would argue it's a very similar, like, aesthetic. What the fuck is... Are the voices coming from the freaking music? I am not a fan of that. It's a 12-hour playlist, so I might be missing something. I don't want to play too much of Max, because again, I don't want him to get mad. But again, using this to illustrate, have this type of form on him. Is there another version? Yeah. Watch that video at some point. I'll put it in the I'll put it in the description. It's so, even if you're not a fan of Naruto, but if you're a fan of anime, the crazy crap that they do in this freaking Naruto fighting game, awesome. And especially Max reacting to it is hilarious because he has an existential crisis in that specific video. Anyway. Where am I? Yeah, this guy. Due to his potential, he's getting a 7. But he could have been a very easy 10. If it wasn't Ninja, basically. Yeah. That's my opinion. Lady Kimmy, again, she has a freaking vibe to her. She is... She's sick. Straight up. Again, that is a move. Right? That's a move. These types of, it's not even heels. It's... They're freaking... She's skating. Whatever. The porcelain-ness to her. I mean... Again, face, not too bad. Eye patch is cool. Horns are cool. 9. Yep. Bro, again. This slams, dude. This is so... And then having... Is it called the freaking... What's the name of this blade? It's used a lot. Oh, man. Guys, I'm so sorry. People that actually know this type of stuff are screaming at me. Oh, God. It starts with a K. I can feel it. It starts with a K. What's the name of this blade? Oh, man. Oh, man. Is it correctly named in here? Dude. No. Crap. Anyway. This blade is called something pretty common. It's known in a lot of Japanese lore. Anyway, it's cool. He's awesome. 9.5. I don't really have a reason not to give him a 10, aside from him being old. So a lot of these textures are not great. A lot of the clipping is pretty poor. If he was revitalized in a 4K fashion, this whole hairpiece being like a solid, like, you know, the amount of gel needed to do this. Maybe a 9. 9 is comfortable. On to the mythicals. All right. Lock in. Only an hour and a half in. Easy. Right? Easy. Her Form 1 is a 10. I mean, you're not arguing that. The mask is sick. The twitching, sketchy. Right? Bro, like, that is so... Again, you're already on, like, these platformer type situations, and then heels on top of that. This chick is racking up. I mean, she's... With hair, she's 8 feet tall. Like, this is... Not actually, but... She's 6'6". Before hair. She's awesome. The silk, the rope, everything's 3D. Actually, not. Oh god. Man, I love the color scheme. The gold and red, right? Anyway, I'm getting lost in the sauce. She is a 10. Form 2 is so unique, right? Not too much clippage, which dude, everything about this. I mean, so sick. And how big this model is in game. This is an 11. Like, this isn't competing with Arbias's Form 2 at all. The webbing, the freaking eyes in her forehead. All right, you could argue that the painted on mouth and her cheeks, not that great, right? The blood splatters on the shoulders that, like, make this spidery design, the floating hair, is so wicked. The uneasy moving, right? Like, good lord. The amount of connection here, the ribbons that go through her torso and then onto her, was it thorax? Dude. First form's a 10, second form's 11. I could argue she's the first 12. This is so, it's perfect, right? It's so scary. You would argue that she's knocked a couple points. And by a couple, I mean every half point. Because she's not... Like, I don't see this very... Like, I see this more demon than Shadowkin, right? I could make that argument. I don't know her lore too well. I don't think she's pro Shadowkin, from what my understanding. I think she's more on the side of demons, but I haven't caught up on all the lore yet. The fact that she puts her mask down, is it the same mask? Yeah. Dude. Yep. I mean, this is a 12. It's my frickin' list. Sue me. She's perfect. Oh, Lord. I know this blade is named. And I know he's being corrupted, right? By the blade. I think he's like a Japanese version of Arthas from World of Warcraft. Like, he fights fire with fire. He's trying to kill demons, and the fact that, like, he hated the fact that he can't really kill demons. Like, that you can't really kill demons. So, yeah. I think lore-wise he's cool. I think his aesthetic, his freaking hair is so bad. His hair is so bad. I think his first form's a 9, just because I can't get over the fact that his textures on his vest and his hair are so poor. Everything else is sick, right? Obviously, this goes onto his head in form 2. All this freaking this shadowy fire in him, on specifically his tattoos, so sick. The freaking amulet here, just keeping theme. I will say, the detaching of, you would assume this is like a beaded string, and it detaches here. Like, I don't think it's supposed to be bejeweled, right? Like, I don't think it's supposed to have, like, they're not pinned into the, like, design wise. I don't think he pinned them like this. I think this is supposed to be a stringed thing, and the fact that it detaches so grossly, like, that's poor. He's a 9. Everything design wise, the ideas here are freaking awesome, but they're not executed perfectly. Form 2 is one of my favorite models in the game. Right. Some poor clipping. Again, the common theme, right-handed, being right-handed, and then the left side having some type of draped cloak, right? Some type of cape on the left side. Very common. Can barely see his eyes. Can only really see his eyes on the side here. Yeah, only this one side. I love, again, all this is sick. The fact that his toenails are gold is a friggin' move. Like, what? Man. Second form, 10. can't be improved upon. You can improve it by, doing little things, not doing the clipping, hair being a bit better. Obviously a lot of 3D textures here. Some of them are painted on, but not too much. Doesn't pull me out. The bouncing of the scabbard, not bad. Not bad. Yeah. 10. And that's everybody, right? Okay. Not bad. Hour and a half perfection. Okay. Is that where we're at? Okay. Well, that's everybody. Dude, this guy's so sick looking. What are you talking about? Oh my god. And I hate how freaking Noble looks as sick as he is. And he's freaking food. Nothing but fodder for a champion that looks so much worse than he does. Oh my god. Again, you make this a character out of Naruto and this dude is so sick. But this? Bro. Freaking did him dirty. I don't know. The wing is cool. Not great, but cool. The fact that they did his bandana better than Leo? Obnoxious. Anyway. That's my list. Take it or leave it. Or just take it.